News this morning, troubling new details on the death of beloved director Robert Reiner and his wife Michelle. And President Trump touts his accomplishments in a primetime address to the nation.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Caroline Mueller, and it is Thursday, December 18th. The time is now 6 o'clock. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Megan Desmel for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, I honestly can't keep up with these temperatures. We were like at 9 degrees on Monday, 60 yesterday, and I think we're getting in those upper 50s again today. What is going on?
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the warmest temperatures of the week today as we're heading into the afternoon. This morning isn't too bad. We're looking at a mixture of some 30s and 40s. A little bit colder for the folks living in Boonville, 30 degrees right now, 31 in Grundy, but 47 as you travel towards Jackson. So again, not terrible temperatures as you start off the day, but by the time we head to the afternoon, yeah, those upper 50s and low 60s are in the forecast. Unfortunately, though, we do see some showers and storms in that forecast, which will interrupt your plans later on in the day. Speaking of, though, we're looking nice and clear on satellite and radar. Just a little bit of some sprinkle activity for our far northern counties, but again, mostly dry day. We do have some of those showers picking up as we're heading into the afternoon, and again, storms picking up later this evening. Caroline.
Thanks, Megan. A crash in Lincoln County closed part of US 27 yesterday. Two semi-trucks collided about 5:30 yesterday morning near Kentucky 698, just south of Lincoln County High School. The collision is under investigation, but Stanford's police chief says it may have been caused when the driver of one of the trucks was trying to turn around. One of the trucks was on its way to the local landfill and spilled its load of trash. Authorities in suburban Boston stepped up their search yesterday for the suspect in the killing of a Massachusetts Institute of Technology professor. Nuno Loureiro was fatally shot at his apartment in Brookline Monday night. He joined MIT in 2016 and last year took charge of the school's Plasma Science and Fusion Center. Dozens of people gathered last night for the vigil to mourn and honor the 47-year-old.
It's a family that's feeling such raw horror, I'm sure terror. And what do you do with something that's indescribable?
I think it's just really tragic and sudden, and especially this week too. It's just like a lot of really senseless violence.
Loureiro was shot just 2 days after the deadly shooting at Brown University in Providence, about 50 miles away. The FBI says the crimes do not appear to be connected. We're learning more about a shooting that took the lives of two students at Brown University in Rhode Island during the weekend. The students were identified as Ella Cook and Mohammed Azi Umarzokov. Authorities have released photos and videos of a possible suspect and offered a reward as the manhunt for the gunman continues. The sister of one of the victims says he was always willing to put himself before others.
He was the most kind-hearted, funny. He was the smartest person I've ever met. He always helped someone before he helped himself, without any hesitation. I want people to know that him and the other victim, they're not just numbers, they're not just statistics, they're real people, and real families are genuinely hurting like crazy because of their loss.
At least 9 other people were wounded in the shooting. Today, the son of deceased actor and director Rob Reiner remains behind bars after his first court appearance on charges he murdered his parents. The judge didn't allow cameras to show Nick Reiner in court. Meanwhile, the medical examiner is revealing the cause of death for the beloved Hollywood couple. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
Shackled and in what's known as a suicide prevention smock, 32-year-old Nick Reiner only spoke 3 words in his first court appearance when asked if he understood his rights. The judge only allowed Reiner's voice to be recorded. His arraignment on allegations he killed his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, postponed until January.
This is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family.
Outside the courthouse, Nick's attorney.
There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case.
Nick Reiner is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder with special circumstances and a special allegation for allegedly using a knife in the killings of his parents. The coroner reports both died from multiple sharp force injuries. Their daughter Romy discovered the bodies of the acclaimed director and his wife in the family home Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, Nick Reiner was spotted in a convenience store in downtown LA. Moments later, he was arrested by LAPD. In their first public statement since the murders, Romy, alongside her brother Jake, wrote, "Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we're experiencing every moment of the day." Their brother Nick has openly discussed his struggles with drug addiction, though investigators have been hesitant to say whether substances or mental health struggles played a role in the crime. A motive is still unclear. Nick Reiner is being held without bail. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Nick Reiner is due back in court on January 7th. If convicted, he could face life without the possibility of parole or even the death penalty. Yesterday, the president traveled to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware to witness the dignified transfer of Americans killed in Syria. 2 Iowa National Guard members died in the ambush on Saturday, as well as a civilian working as an interpreter. The president has vowed retaliation for the ambush. The attacker is suspected of having ties to ISIS. He was killed by Syrian security forces. 1 week before Christmas, President Trump gave a primetime speech defending his record on the economy for the year. For roughly 20 minutes, the president blamed Democrats as he talked up his accomplishments on immigration, trade, and lowering prices. He also announced the administration plans to give some members of the military a bonus. But the speech comes as many Americans say they're being squeezed by higher prices.
11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it.
Prices are just too high. Everything is too high.
President Trump's speech comes amid a health care fight on Capitol Hill over the Affordable Care Act subsidies, which seem poised to expire at the end of the year. The president last Wednesday night repeated his view that health care subsidies should be paid directly to Americans, not insurance companies. Kentucky's Attorney General Russell Coleman is ending his 2nd year in office, touting success in tackling the drug crisis. Attorney General Coleman says an important part in tackling the drug crisis in Kentucky is making sure intervention and prevention methods are well funded. He says this is why opioid abatement money goes back into solving the problem instead of using taxpayer dollars.
We have a $5 million innovation program that we stood up some months ago, funded by these dollars, looking for good ideas, trying to make communities whole, trying to save lives. Better Without It is just one of those.
He says the Better Without It initiative uses college athletes and coaches' social media presence to encourage young students to stay away from drugs. An attorney and former WYMT news anchor has filed to run for state representative. So far, Tanner Hesterberg is the only person to file in the 95th district, which covers Floyd County and part of Pike County. The incumbent is Democrat Ashley Tackett Lafferty, who served since 2019. She's the only Eastern Kentucky Democrat in the House. Hesterberg is running as a Republican. An annual survey finds a record 158.9 million people are expected to shop on the Saturday before Christmas, known as Super Saturday. That number is up more than 1 million from last year and beats the previous record set in 2022. Nearly half of people plan to shop both in stores and online. And the survey also finds 70% of people plan to shop the week immediately after Christmas.
And we're looking at nice and clear skies for most of the region this morning. That will not be the trend throughout the rest of your day. As we look at satellite and radar, just a little bit of some clouds this morning, some sprinkle chance for some, but as we head into about noon, we'll see those chances of rain picking up, and then we'll watch storm chances pick up later this evening. Now, in terms of what we're looking temperature-wise, really just a mixture of some 30s and 40s, but by the afternoon, we can expect the upper 50s and low 60s, which is very warm for this time of year, as we're supposed to be around 47 degrees. Now, as I mentioned, we do have those storm chances that will pick up in the afternoon hours, but here's a look at your Thursday forecast in terms of those temperatures. Highs will be around that 4 o'clock time frame, cooling significantly overnight as that cold front drops us down to the upper 20s and low 30s. Caroline.
Thank you, Megan. And thank you for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News This Morning. Coming up, it's easy to buy Christmas cards at the store. Up next, meet a woman whose handmade cards are small works of art.